Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the books that I want to finish before I go back to school next week. The first one is something that I've borrowed for like 3 years and haven't been able to give it back because number one, I haven't finished it yet, and number two, it's got damaged when my room flooded, which really sucks. But Stephanie, do not worry, I will return you a new copy and all of your little post-its will be in the right place. This book is called The Help by Catherine Stockett, and I'm about, I want to say 60 pages into it, and it's very good. I saw the movie with my mom a few years ago when it came out, and obviously the book craze started then, you know, to read the book before seeing the movie. I still love the movie. I think Emma Stone did a really fantastic job as being Miss Skeeter. I forget who played Aibileen and Minnie, but they're very recognizable actors. This one is still something I really want to finish before September. The next book that I'm trying to finish is The Art of Fielding by Chad Harbach, which is about a shortstop player who goes to a school called Westish in the Chicago area. Or I'm thinking it's kind of maybe a couple hours away from Chicago, maybe a bit more north. But it follows 5 characters. It follows the shortstop named Henry, his roommate, the guy who scouted him during the summer league, the dean of the school, and the dean of the school's daughter. And I'm a quarter of the way through it, 130 pages in, and I really like this. I think it's definitely something that I'm enjoying because I love baseball and I enjoy watching it and going to games and talking about it. So I'm learning a little bit more about different players maybe I haven't followed before, especially because I don't really follow the Cardinals. But this is still entertaining and very well written. The character development is something that I enjoy about this. There is a coming of age that I expected because this is about a bunch of people, especially Henry and his roommate, and what's his name? Owen and Mike Schwartz, who are the 3 baseball players. It's like their junior/senior year of college, so it's kind of appropriate for me, and I enjoy reading stuff during the college age because I'm in college myself. So I definitely recommend this. It's partly because I see a lot of people online who are in college and want to read something that's about college students. Pick this up because it's definitely got that university feel, the young adult searching for purpose and a life after college. And you'll learn something about baseball on the way. The third book that I'm trying to finish is the 2nd season of Downton Abbey scripts by Julian Fellows. And if you know me, you know that I love this show. I've been obsessed with it ever since my friend recommended it to me. These scripts give you so much more than the show is able to in the 10 or so episodes. There's some historical stuff that's lost on you when you haven't lived through this era. So this starts at the beginning, well, not the beginning, midway through World War I, so it picks up in 1916, I think it is, and right now I'm in the middle of episode 1. The war has started to affect life at Downton, and how when he comes back, like how that changes his interactions with his family and his cousins and with Mary and everybody. So I don't want to spoil this show if you haven't seen it, but you should definitely watch it because it's so good. It is my favorite show ever. I love rewatching it. I like how Amazon Prime allows you to watch the show anytime you want. Thank you very much for that. I think it's so worth it to watch this show and have a cup of tea. So, perfect show if you can watch it and have tea, I think. So, watch the show, but definitely if you love the show, pick up these books. And the most dense of all the books that I'm trying to finish before I go back to school is the 3rd book in the Game of Thrones series, A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. And I want to say like 15% of the way through, which isn't a lot when you think about that this is a 924 page book. it switches perspectives between Jaime Lannister and Tyrion and Davos and Sansa, Catelyn, and Arya, and I think one other person, I'm not sure. Either that or Daenerys. And I'm not far enough into the book where I can say, like, there's been a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I've missed in the show, because I definitely love watching Game of Thrones. It's something that I've been doing since before I got into college, so I'm glad that I was convinced to read the books. It just takes longer than watching, obviously. This isn't like Downton, where you can watch the show and then read the scripts books and know that like only 2% of what's in the book is missing. George intended this to be a TV show. It's episodic because the chapters, they switch points of view, and you're traveling all over the Seven Kingdoms. And I do appreciate the shifting perspectives of these books, but I also think it's it kind of like shifts you before you're ready. You know, you get used to reading in one person's perspective, and then suddenly you're in Blackwater Bay, or you're above, you know, the north, and you know, with Jon in the Wall. There's so many minor characters that it's definitely a whole world in itself, but it's something you've got to kind of pick up and stick with, for sure, because if you put it away and then you pick it up again, you have to be like, okay, who's this character and why are they important? It's easier for me to remember the main characters because I see them, like I view them on the show, and they're easy to remember because I already have a picture and I already have a story for them in my head. And then when the supporting characters and the minor characters come in, it's a little bit more work to keep track of who they are and why are they important to the story and what do they have to do with these characters. I still really enjoy the series. I think it's the highest fantasy that I've ever read, and I haven't read too much of it. So all in all, I'm trying to read a lot in like a week or so. So if you have any advice about cramming in some last minute reading before you go back to school, be sure to leave it in the comments. And also let me know what books you're looking forward to reading when you have downtime during school. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.